Hi. Thank you so much for the invitation, and we are sorry that we can't be there in person, but we have so much we would like to share with you about collaboration, partnership, and our wonderful volunteers. So we're here from the Fresh Food Box in Digby, Nova Scotia, and I'm Judy Green.
And I'm Jane Cunningham.
And Jane was right there at the very beginning when all of this started, so I'm going to let her tell you about the situation.
Okay, so the Fresh Food Box started way back in May 2018. And so it wasn't called the Fresh Food Box at the time. So this was just the very kind of beginning where the Halifax Mobile Food Market folks had some funding and an opportunity to engage other communities in Nova Scotia to see if there was readiness and an interest in having some kind of a food access project in another community. And so Digby was kind of chosen as a place to explore, and so we pulled together some local people, so some service providers, community volunteers, just interested community members. So the Tri-County Women's Center, the Family Center, Nova Scotia Health Authority, Community Health Board reps, some local churches, Juniper House, Shift, so a variety of local community groups. And we all came together and talked about the issue of food insecurity in Digby because the statistics will tell you that it is an area that has a very high rate of food insecurity. So the people around the table told us that, yeah, this is definitely an issue in Digby, and we are doing some things about it, but there is definitely room to do more. So from that first community gathering, we kind of moved into a phase of, okay, that meeting went really well, people seem to be interested, and there seems to be a readiness to move forward. And so we pulled people together again in September to talk about, okay, are we ready to kind of make this real? Because we had this opportunity through the Halifax Mobile Food Market to get funding and some mentorship from the Halifax Mobile Food Market to help us work on a project in Digby.
I'll let you. Okay. Well, it was actually quite interesting. So I hadn't heard about it until we had that public gathering, and we did a lot of breakout groups and looked at how it would look like for Digby. A couple of things came out of that. One was the importance of not having any stigma associated with the project. So we have no requirements for any disclosure of finances or anything like that. It's open for everybody. And we have a few other things that are in place to help that as well. But it was interesting. We all put our names down on a list, and there was like a circle of who wanted to be in the action team and who wanted to be kind of doing some of the other stuff. And it was quite interesting that most of the people who were in the action team were kind of on the edge of that. We kind of got drawn in. But we've been working together since September, and we've been meeting about every 2 weeks. So there's been a tremendous amount of work done by the volunteers that make up the action team. In September, we also applied for the wellness funds. I also sit on the Digby and Area Community Health Board, who provides wellness funds. So that gave us another little chunk of money there. We also partner with the Tri-County Women's Center, who we could not do this without. We're a very, very lean organization. We made the determination early on that we didn't want a lot of our funding going to administration. And so the Tri-County Women's Center is our umbrella entity. We do give them 5% of the funding that goes through them as administration. That helps us to be able to apply for things under their nonprofit umbrella. We fall under their insurance. They take care of the bookkeeping. They take care of the HR for our project manager that we hired recently, and everything to do with finance, which is a tremendous weight off of the organization. It allows us to be very agile. In March of 2019, we had another community meeting in December of 2018 at the Conway Workshop. It was also well attended, and we got more feedback. And then in March, we started, had a big stakeholders meeting and really knew where we were going from there. We also received Nova Scotia Health Authority funding in, up to the tune of $5,000, which is quite significant. And one of our action team members put together these amazing surveys, and she did surveys all through Digby and the surrounding area, and also did some focus groups, which really gave us some great information, because some of the assumptions we'd made were totally wrong. And so hearing it from the people who we're going to be serving was critical, and I think that's a good lesson for everybody in this area. And then Conway Workshop came on board, and Conway Workshop is a local workshop that works with people with disabilities to help teach them skills and help them get into the workforce. And Conway has graciously given us their facility and support from their people as in a volunteer capacity to help us do packing on market days. So, and some travel. They have a nice big van so that we can move produce from where we're getting it from to the packing location. Then we moved into hiring our project manager. She started in probably mid-May, and it was quite funny because almost everybody on the team knew Beth or had worked with her in some capacity in the past. And Beth brings a tremendous amount of collaboration and partnership with her because of her experience. She works with Shift, and she also works with Superstore, and knows Butch, the manager of our local branch of Superstore. And so that really helped, that along with the existing relationship with the mobile food market with Superstore really helped us to negotiate a good position with them moving forward. They also have nutritionists on staff, and they are going to be quite integral in what we're doing, and working with them we're hoping to have recipes that will be specific to the produce that is available in the food box every market day. So that's been really good. And they've also done some cash donations and in kind with food for events such as our upcoming launch on the 15th of this month. And another of our action team members has existing relationships with some of the local farmers. One of the things that came out of the surveys was that our definition of local in Digby is very different than other people's definition of local. So say Superstore thinks of local as being Eastern Canada, the Maritimes. In Digby, local is Digby. It's not up the valley, it's Digby. So we worked really, really hard to find partners in this area, and we're very lucky to have a member on our team who had existing relationships with two local farmers who are quite excited to be partnering with us. So we're hoping to have that kind of local food in each of our baskets.
So all along the way there's been a lot of collaboration, and kind of every step that we've taken, so the surveys and the focus groups that happened to get feedback from the community, we ended up kind of gaining new partners along the way, just by making those different connections in the community that maybe we hadn't made before. We had people kind of throughout the time either attending some of our public events or maybe being part of our surveys to kind of step up and say, hey, I would really like to have this fresh food box happen in our community. So what we've learned from the surveys and by talking with lots of people in the community is that what would work best for Digby is to have a central location to pack produce bags, basically, and then distribute them out to multiple community sites. So Digby's a very rural area, so we have a site in Digby Town, Digby Islands, Digby Neck. We have interest also in Weymouth and Cornwallis area and Bear River. And so, you know, we had no idea what this was going to look like until we kind of started to go out there and chat with people. And the more people that came on board and organizations that started to get involved, it seems like the more kind of outreach we've been able to have, the the more it's grown outside of just the town of Digby.
You know, one of the things that I'm really liking about this project, Jane, is that I'm realizing that in our local area, there's a tremendous amount of people who are working in the same direction.
Right.
But we're all in silos. We don't know about each other. And through this project, we're breaking silos. So we're silo busters. And that's where that partnership and collaboration is so very important, because people operate in silos and don't even realize that they are. And if we can all pull together, we can get a whole lot more done than if we're trying to do the same thing and we're duplicating effort.
Yeah. So we have, I think, named a lot of different partnerships and collaborators, and we've tried really hard to do that. But our biggest, for sure, I think, would be the Halifax Mobile Food Market.
Absolutely.
And you know, without their support and guidance and their mentorship and, you know, sharing resources and piggybacking on their relationship with the Superstore has been really huge. And I mean, really, this project is completely based on collaboration that probably wouldn't exist.
No, not at all. And being able to you know, even work off of the mobile food market's timeline and look at what was reasonable to be done in a period of time, and look at what worked, what they did that would work for us, and then look at what we needed to do just a little bit differently for our situation, and to make it duplicatable within rural areas. So that's been a big focus of ours, that we're documenting everything. We want to be able to hand off to someone else and collaborate with them in other local rural communities, to be able to say, this is how it worked in Digby, and I think it might work this way in your area as well. And perhaps we'll be able to get some funding to be able to do for others in the collaboration what the mobile food market has been able to do for us.
That would be great.
Yeah, with that.
Yeah.
Awesome. Awesome. So my one regret is that we're not there to listen to all the other presentations.
Yeah, really. Thank you.
Thank you so much, and have a wonderful day, everyone.